Hare Krishna movement is genuine, historically authorized, natural and transcendental due to its being based on Bhagavad-gita as it is. The original father of this Krishna consciousness movement is Lord Krsna Himself, since it was started very long time ago, but is coming down to human society by disciplic succession, Guru Shishya Parampara. My grand spiritual master, His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, founder Acharya of International Society for Krishna Consciousness ISKCON, presented this Bhagavad-gita as it is without any adulteration. There are many commentaries, editions of Bhagavad-gita, but almost all of them are presented to fulfill someone's personal ambition. But our attempt in presenting Bhagavad-gita as it is to present the mission of Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna. Our business is to present the will of Krishna, not that of any mundane speculator like politicians, philosophers or scientists, for they have very little knowledge of Krishna despite their other knowledge. When Krishna says, "Man-mana bhav mad-bhakto madhyachi mam namaskuru, mame veshyasi satyam te pratijane priyosi me." Become my devotee, always think of me, worship me, and offer your homages unto me. Thus you will come to me without fail, I promise you, because you are very dear friend of mine. Unlike the so-called scholars, we do not say that Krishna and his inner spirit are different. Krishna is absolute. There is no difference in Krishna's name, Krishna's form, Krishna's qualities, Krishna's pastime, etc. The absolute position of Krishna is difficult to understand for a person who is not a devotee of Krishna in disciplic succession, Guru Shishya Parampara. Generally, the so-called scholars, politicians, philosophers and swamis, without having perfect understanding of Krishna, try to kill or banish Krishna when writing commentaries on Bhagavad-gita. Such unauthorized commentaries on Bhagavad-gita are known as Mayavad Bhashya. Mayavadi Bhashya Shunile Hoile Sarunar. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has warned us from such unauthorized men. Lord Chaitanya says, those who try to understand Bhagavad-gita from Mayavadi point of view will certainly commit a great blunder. The result of such blunder will be that the misguided student of Bhagavad-gita will never be able to understand the absolute position of Krishna. He will never be able to achieve the ultimate goal of human life. He will never be able to go back home, back to Godhead. He will be misguided on the spiritual path. Our only purpose is to present Bhagavad-gita as it is in order to guide the conditioned student, for which Krishna descend once in a day of Brahma or every 8.6 billion years. Krishna teach the Bhagavad-gita and we must accept it as it is. Then only there is any meaning in trying to understanding the Bhagavad-gita and its speaker Lord Krishna. Lord Krishna spoke Bhagavad-gita to sun God some millions of years back, and we must accept the historical significance of Bhagavad-gita and must accept it without misinterpreting it. Misinterpreting Bhagavad-gita is a great offense, and one can only get rid of such offense if he accepts Krishna as a Supreme Personality of Godhead. And we must accept Krishna as Arjuna accepted and received the knowledge. Then only this knowledge is beneficial and profitable to the human society, and it's a great welfare activity, and it's helpful to achieve the purpose of human life. Krishna consciousness movement is essential for the human society, for it offers the highest perfection of human life. Unfortunately, the so-called mundane scholars, mundane speculators have taken advantage of Bhagavad-gita and presented the demonic propensity and misuse the Bhagavad-gita and thus mislead the people in general and presented bogus philosophy, and which result in great disasters. People didn't understand the message of Krishna, and thus it didn't got benefited from such a transcendental knowledge. We must accept the message as it is. We must understand our real position, who is God and who is Krishna, and what is our real position. Lord Chaitanya said, Jive sab sarupe hoy Krishner nityadas, that the real position of a living entity is it is an eternal servant of Lord Krishna. If we serve Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna, then only we can be happy. Else we have to suffer and transmigrate from one body to another body, life after life, and that's very painful for living entity. People under the spell of illusion, Maya, thinks that by sense gratification, by trying to gratify their senses, they can become happy. But it is not so. One can only be happy if he engage himself in serving the senses of the Supreme. And Krishna demand it, Sardham Parityajya Mamekam Sharanam Vraj. Give up all sort of activities and surrender unto me. And in a Krishna consciousness movement, we are focused on this point, and one can only be benefited if we take shelter of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna. So one who is serious and sincerely want to understand Bhagavad-gita and want to practice then he must understand it from Bhagavad-gita as it is. And we are hopeful that serious students of Bhagavad-gita will be greatly benefited by our presentation, and they will make their life successful.